presented for now and say this is the one you should work with, so that we will do the business that is on our table and hand over the ball back to the presidency.
Let me, if I may ask you, a lot of people have been talking about how practical these budgets the president tied to the budget of change. For example, the oil benchmark, which was put at $38 per barrel. Some people are saying that is not realistic. At a point in time when the IMF even says that the price of oil globally will drop to as low as $20 per barrel. Do you see that budget of change as presented by President Muhammadu Buhari as a realistic one?
Well, if you can recall, that budget was prepared at the last quarter of last year, and that was the oil price at that time. And if we have to continue to wait until oil price goes down to $5 or $3 or $2 per barrel, then there will be no debate. I understand the sentiment and the forecast about the barrel of the price of crude oil in the international market. But what we are going to do now is to work on what is presented before us. And somewhere I read, even in Kuwait, they were projecting their budget at the rate of $43 per barrel. So you can see that ours is even more realistic than theirs. What is most important for now is that nothing can be done until this budget is processed, and that is why we believe that we should discharge our duty as it is now, so that we can hand over the document back to the presidency for them to continue to implement the principles and the spirit of the budget as it is.
All right, let me quickly come to Demola Oshodi, who is in the studio with me, a policy analyst. Tell me, Demola, a lot of talk about the 2016 budget. Of course, we saw the part of that document, the earlier one, of course, which President presented online and all of that, which, of course, some part of it is already on the budget website. Yeah. Tell me, do you see it realistic? Because, for example, you look at the issue of the amount budgeted for education, the monies budgeted for transportation, the monies budgeted for feeding school pupils all through the year and giving monies to indolent Nigerians. Do you see this being realistic in the light of the current financial status of the country?
I do. I certainly do. And I tell you why. Because most of the budget, not most, but a big chunk of the budget is not coming from oil revenue. A lot of it is coming from internally generated revenue. A lot of it is also coming from loans, foreign loans and domestic loans. So, what I see the government doing is, if this budget does not meet its needs, they can always do a supplementary budget. It's not something that, they advertise or they promote, but there's always a supplementary budget. But I believe they were rather conservative in their IGR, the internally generated revenue projections. I really believe that. I think they can.
You think we could have pushed higher than that?
Yeah, I think they could have stated something higher than that. But I believe that it's a deliberate ploy. I believe that they know they will generate more money from the system. They believe taxes, the loopholes, the TCA, all these things will ensure the government makes and gets more money.
If you look
I believe that.
If you look at the 2015 original budget and the supplementary budget, is at the region of 6 trillion naira.
Yes.
Do you think that 6 trillion naira is not
this
being...
This is 2014
the 2015 budget.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the region. If you look at it, it's in the region of 6 trillion naira. Do you think that budget, 2016 now, should be higher than that projected by President Buhari?
I think it's safe to leave it as that. This is quite a jump. I mean, Nigerian budget has never jumped this high, from 4 to 6 trillion in just a matter of 1 year. So I think it's conservative.